What's going on, guys? Philip from Dominion Markets here. Hope you guys are all doing well. In this how-to video, I want to take you guys through on customizing your templates. How do we do that and how do we save them? Now, templates are a very neat way to have a custom chart that you'd like to see, and you can flick through them later on in the charts or change your charts to whatever you want. I'll also show you guys how to set up a default template as to whenever you open up a new chart, you don't get stuck with the normal default chart that MT5 gives us. So for example, if I close this chart and open up a new Euro USD pair, we can see it's given me this default look on the MT5 terminal. So let's go ahead and change that. First things I want to take you guys through is just to familiarize ourselves with the terminal. Up here we can see we've got a couple of options up here. So we obviously got our time frames and everything. We've got our tools over here. So if we want to draw lines and everything like that, that's all up there. Now we can actually customize that as well. So if we want to customize this or move them around, we can see there's a small little dotted line here on each one of these toolboxes. We can click, hold, and drag that around, and I can actually move it to wherever I want to have it on this toolbar up here. So even if I want to detach them, have it floating around in here somewhere, I personally like to have them up here, nice and neat and tidied and tucked away. We can also determine what we want to see on these toolbars. So for example, the time frame one, we can right click on it, head down to customize. We can see there are some other time frames we can actually insert or remove them, and we can also just decide which way we want to have them. So if which order rather we want to have them, right? Now there on over here, there are some tools I don't like or that I don't personally use. So I'm gonna just go ahead and clear these up, right? But before we dive into that, guys, please make sure to smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so. We will be releasing many more cool new videos on how to trade, how to customize your charts, and understanding trading a bit better and educating new traders. All right. So first, let's go customize this. Now, I pretty much like the arrow. I like to have the arrow in there, so I'll leave everything in there. But there are a couple of things I don't like. So for example, I don't really use Fibonacci time zones. I don't use this either. So I'll go ahead and remove these. I like to use channels in my personal trading. I also like to use rectangles to draw my zones. So I can either click and drag them around to determine where I want to put these. The cursor and crosshair, I don't really use that much. So I'll go ahead and remove them because I can just use that on my mouse. I can determine what I want to see. So if you want to see your cursor, obviously it's the normal view. But if you want to see the crosshair on your mouse like this, all you have to do is click the scroll button on your mouse and the cursor and the crosshair will appear. And that's how you can measure your charts to see how many pips we are. Speaking of that, what we can see here in the middle is the price that it's currently sitting at on the little charts over here. The numbers right over here on the side, we can see 1.08282. So that's obviously the price. Then we can see we have been now measuring, let's see, 5 bars right over there. We can see it's 225 points, so roughly about 23 pips, just under 23 pips. And the percentage is plus 0.21%. Right, so that's just a neat little way, just a quick little tips for you guys as well. Now, I don't use any of these. I don't use bar candles. I don't use time frame, a line chart. I only use candlestick charts. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm actually going to remove those from my view as well. I don't use symbols either. I will remove that. I don't really use this over here, new chart. I don't really use that either. I don't use a meta editor, any of these. All the ones I don't use, I'm just going to go ahead and remove. All right, so remove that, remove that. I don't really use a tile window either. And I'll keep the save as their picture. It's really good if you guys want to save a screenshot of your trades for your journal. So I'll go ahead and leave that there, but we can see now it's nice and tidy, cleaned up just the way I like it. All right. So now let's move on to actually customizing the charts. So first thing I want to do is obviously change my charts. Now the one thing I don't like is the fact that my chart is sitting all the way here to the left. I don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. What we can see right up over here is called this shift end of chart from right corner. So I'll go ahead and click on that and it'll pop my chart automatically, pop it here to the middle of my chart. And I can change this. There's a small little arrow up here and I can determine how far away or how close it is. Roughly right about here is pretty good for me. All right, now the looks of the chart, go ahead and right click on our screen, head down to properties or press F8 on your keyboard. I like the black background, so I'll leave it at that. The foreground is fine for me, which is the pricing. We'll get through the colors later. So first thing is let's remove some of the stuff I don't like. So let's head over to show. Ticker is good for me, which is the pricing up here. I like to see my candles open, high, low, and closes over here. This chart over here is currently a preview of what we will get. So show quick trading buttons, I'll leave that there. Bid price, we'll leave that there, which is the current market price line right over here. And then I like to actually have my ask line as well. Now, ask line and bid price, the difference between that is obviously the spread, which is very important for your trading to see where you'll get executed in the market. Not fussed about these. I'm going to remove the grid. I don't like the grid, and I personally don't use any volumes, so I'll just go ahead and remove that from my trade or from my charts. Press OK. We can see the chart's already starting to look much clearer. All right, so let's customize it a bit more, change the color of the candlesticks, and then we'll move on to saving it. So head over to Properties, go over to Colors now, so we can see there is our bar up. So obviously that's the bar that covers the candle to the upside. So I'll go ahead and change that to, I actually like it on lime green, so I'm going to leave it there. The bar down, we'll change that to red, obviously indicating the market's going to go down. Bull candle, I'll also change to lime green to match its bar, and the bear candle, I will change to red to match its bar as well. Now you guys can change all these, but I kind of like the way they are. So bid price, I might change. Actually, let's change bid price to, I'll change that to red as well, and I'll change my ask price to lime. All right. Now the reason why I'd like to do this is because this helps to remind me that when I take a buy, which is green, that's where I'll get entered, and when I take a sell, well, the spreads here at Dominion Markets are very tight, so let's have to go onto the 1 minute time frame to have a look. So any buy orders I will take will get executed at the green line, and sell orders will get executed at the red line, and that's just a nice, neat way to remind myself as to where I will get executed when I do take the trade. All right, so now that we've completely customized our charts, let's go ahead and save this as a template. Now, usually we can save it up here, but that's currently not present. So let's go ahead and edit that and add that in there. So let's search down over here for templates, see if we can find it. So templates down here at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to get insert that, and I'm going to drag it all the way to the top, right next to profiles. I'll go ahead and close, and we can see that right over there. So we can see we've got currently a couple of other templates set up. So don't click on these yet. We need to save our template first, otherwise we will lose it. Okay, so first things I need to do is I need to now right click on this. I head over to templates, and I'll go save template. I can either do that like that, or I can go ahead and save it up there. So what I need to do is I'm going to save this template as default without any capitals. All right, so no capitals, just regular default, and make sure it is spelled correctly as well. All right, so now we can see that when we open up our templates, we can see that there is a default template right there. So now if I go ahead and close this chart and open up a new one, let's say GBP JPY, or let's actually just go with Euro JPY, pull it over, and we can see now my new template has been added to the chart. We can also test this again. So let's head over to GBP JPY, a very common pair to trade. All right, so you can see template has now been saved, everything good to go. Now we can also save other templates by doing that same. So if you want to have a template with maybe with some indicators, you can always insert an indicator. So up here, we can see insert right there, indicators. We'll go through more of this in later videos, but let's just say I want to add some trend lines. I head over to just a moving average, click on that, and let's say I don't know, 50 moving average, which is common for swing traders. Press OK, and we can see our moving average has been added. We go right click, we can head over to templates, save template, and we can maybe say something like moving average clean chart. All right, so we'll call it MAC. There we go. So now we can move freely between our default template and our MAC, right? Which has just added our moving average. Next thing we want to do is if you guys want to clear this out to remove these current templates, we're going to hover over here, remove template. We'll remove the ADX. I don't use that one. And we'll go through the list and remove the templates that we don't want. All right, so now that we've finished setting up templates, let's head over and set up a profile. So this is a very easy way to move through your charts without having to try and find them down here. Right? It does take a bit of time to set this up, but once it's finished, it's much easier to navigate through your charts, and you won't have to worry about slowing down your MT5, because the more charts I start to add here onto the MT5, right, the more it's going to get busier and busier and slow down potentially slow down the platform, right? So we don't want that. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to be saving this, and we'll be able to move through our profiles freely. So what I need to do is I need to head up over here to this little button right up over there, and I'm going to go as save as, and I'll save this as Euro USD. So you guys can now see that Euro USD has now been added to my profile, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add another one. So I'm going to go head over back to default, and we'll click and drag. Let's say I want to add the GBP JPY, click and drag that across, and then again we'll repeat the same process, save as, and we'll add this as GBP JPY. Just like that. So we can continuously add this, whether you guys want to add gold or any other pair. As a matter of fact, you can do so. But now if we click right up over here, we'll see our profiles are there added, and we can easily move through them without having to worry about slowing down our charts, because every single time I head over to a new chart via this method, it has to reload the chart, and I don't have to worry about the MT5 platform loading a whole bunch of data at the same time. So if you guys are experiencing some slowing in your platform, this can be one of the reasons that could cause it. Right, so we can either move through that by clicking on this, or if you guys have a normal keyboard, you can just press Control F to move forward, or Shift F5 to move back. Right, so these two buttons, those are the hotkeys where you can easily flick through your charts like so. Right, by just using hotkeys. All right, and that's how we set up our custom templates, save our templates, and set up profiles. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure again to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned, trade safe, take care.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.